and a Happy New Year.
What? Whoa. Oh, sorry. Thought there was a gunman in a room for a second.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't believe anybody would ever fall for a television clip being a real thing.
So it wasn't real?
No, the employees at the Plaza Hotel have different expectations for what's real and what's not.
That tricky McCallister.
Welcome back to the Last Row podcast. This is part 2 of our 2-part Christmas movie special. My name is Drew, and I'm here with my very good friend Badway.
I'm not your friend.
We want to welcome all new listeners. For those that do not know, this is a podcast where we watch movies that might not have been loved by the critics and try to find their silver linings and things that we liked.
Yeah, we'll discuss what worked, what didn't work, and we'll put our own little twisted spin on some of the plot points in the movie world.
We're going to break down this movie a little bit later in the episode, but and we'll also unveil our giveaway contest, and we'll go over some listener mail. But we've got a great fan theory linking Gordon Bombay and Ted, as well as a great question about Howard Langston's fathering skills compared to other movie character fathers.
Can't wait.
But in the meantime, let's let you know how you can get in touch with us. You can find us on our website at thelastrowpodcast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at thelastrowpod. You can get us on facebook.com/thelastrowpod. We're also on Google+, and we also have a voicemail line that you can call, leave your thoughts, let us know what you think about the movies. It's 415-779-5278, 415-779.
Last.
And lastly, head on out to iTunes and give us a 5-star review if you like what we do. We really appreciate it. We've got about 10 out there right now.
Yeah, 10 or so.
I want to thank every single person that submitted a review for us. It helps us a lot. If you haven't done so, please head on out and do that for us.
Yeah, I want to thank the future 5-star reviewers because I know you're going to go out there at 5 stars.
We really appreciate it for everybody that submitted a review, everybody that's emailed us so far. Really appreciate the feedback. We're having a lot of fun doing this, and we hope that you guys are having a lot of fun listening.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone.
So we've done, 3 movies so far?
Yep, this is 4.
This is our 4th movie. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the movie?
Well, the movie we got here today is part 2 of our Christmas special is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, brought to you by Tiger's Talkboy. So, one year after Kevin was left at home alone and had to defeat a pair of bumbling burglars, we all know that movie, Home Alone 1, he accidentally finds himself in New York City with his Tiger Talkboy, and at the same time, the criminals are not far behind his Talkboy.
The Talkboy, So let me ask you about this toy.
Yeah.
Was this toy invented for the movie to be sold? I mean, I'm not familiar with the toy industry or how things work, but did they invent this movie and say, hey, we're going to put this in here so people can sell it?
Uh-huh.
Or was it just something that happened to be in the movie and they said, hey, maybe we could sell it?
This is a chicken or the egg question.
Yeah. I mean, What's first, the chicken or the egg? What do you think?
I feel like it was invented before the movie, and it was a strongly persuaded plot device.
So you think maybe a toy company was like, hey, you're making this movie. This is all about consumerism here. We're going to try to get, as Howard Langston would say, or Sinbad would say.
I don't know, though. I guess it's hard because it was such an integral part of the plot. I mean, throughout. I mean, he used that thing in many scenes.
Unless they just assume, okay, this kid's a master, technologist.
Yeah.
So let's give him a tape recorder. And then someone was like, hey, we got to create a Talkboy.
Yeah, maybe it was invented for the movie, and during production, maybe they found a way to sell it to someone, and maybe because I think it was Tiger,
right?
Mattel, or not, but Tiger turned into Hasbro, I think.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, and I think that's how it came. And I don't know the timeline of it. I mean, I'm sure it's on Wikipedia, but I don't know how much you can trust that. But I'm sure that the Talkboy was sold very close to the Christmas season because I think these movies come out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They came out, 1 and 2 came out on Thanksgiving in the theater, so I'm sure the toy was right around the corner.
Listen, if something's on Wikipedia, it's a fact, okay? I don't care.
Yeah. Cite your papers on that.
Did you have a Talkboy?
No, I did not have a tape recorder, Drew.
Did you want one?
I wanted a tape recorder.
Did you ask your parents, hey, you know what, on your Christmas list or on Santa's list, did you ask for a Talkboy?
No, I didn't fall for that particular marketing. I fall for a lot of marketing in my time, but not that particular marketing.
Yeah, I actually just never thought that thing was cool.
No, I didn't hate on it when I was a kid. I just never thought it was a thing you could get. I didn't know. I thought it was just a thing in a movie.
In the movie.
Yeah.
So you didn't know that it was at the toy store.
Right, yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one, and I just thought, okay, that's a cool tape recorder.
Yeah.
I had seen tape recorders before. I had a cassette player that could
it's a press down type thing. It's not the handheld thing. You had the press down.
I don't know.
I've had one of those, but that's not really a toy. It's like a tool more than anything.
This kind of brings me to branding in this movie, and without judging the movie, too far right now, I want to say that I did notice like quite a few brands in here. Did you see any of these?
You know what? It's funny because I saw your notes before we started doing this. I mean, I saw them, but I didn't really think much of them as far as advertisements until you pointed them out, really.
The biggest one that stood out to me, there was two actually. So Visa was the first one because the dad had the credit card and they like really zoomed in on it over and over.
See, I didn't really catch that one.
And then Fruit Stripe Gum was the other one when he pays Rob Schneider
the tip
and he gives him the gum.
Yeah.
They like zoomed in on that for a long time and they just kind of stood there.
Yeah.
Same with the Talkboy too. When he first had the Talkboy, they zoomed in like a kid's like Christmas commercial and they made it look like, hey, we want you to want this.
Yeah, this is what this thing is called.
Kevin McCallister has it. You should have it too.
Yeah. You're getting all sorts of mischief if you get it.
There was a couple others too. So obviously Fuller drinking the Coke. And they had like six cans of Coke everywhere.
Yeah.
The Plaza Hotel. Yeah. The most luxurious hotel.
I want to stay at the Plaza Hotel when I go to New York.
Did you catch Donald Trump in this too?
No, I didn't.
There was a scene where McCallister was walking through the lobby and I think he bumps into somebody and it's actually Donald Trump.
Really?
Yeah. Go back and watch it.
Wow.
It was kind of quick. It was only like a 15-second cameo, but Trump was in there.
A cameo that only Trump would demand if you're using his hotel.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, obviously we've seen this movie as kids, right? I mean, we grew up watching Home Alone.
Yeah. You're sheltered if you're around,
What did you think of this movie as a kid? And now how did you take it when you watched it now?
Well, I'll tell you, watching the movie as a kid, I had this form in my head before I watched it today that I liked this one better than the first one, and I probably did.
I agree with that.
When I was younger. But watching this back again, I got a little upset by it just because it's such a blatant ripoff of the first one.
Pretty much a carbon copy of it.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we're talking about from the setup of the movie where Buzz does something messed up to Kevin, Buzz, his older brother, and it kind of ruins the night. It ruins the chorus the one time. And then the first one, he ate his cheese pizza, and Kevin starts to fight, and everything gets spilled, and tickets get lost, which is kind of like how he gets left behind in the first one.
Sure.
This is the same thing. He starts a big fight in the chorus. Everybody's mad at him. You go back to the house. Kevin's sent to his room upstairs in the attic again. It's the same thing.
I think that's okay in some movies, but this one, looking back and watching it again, so I watched it yesterday. I mean, I own this movie. Yeah. And like you said, I had very fond memories of this as a kid. But looking back on it, I think maybe the memories were fonder than the movie is. And I love the first one. I think the first one's a classic, and we were originally going to do the first one, but we looked at it. It's like, it's too good of a movie for us to kind of try to find ways to make it better or whatever. Yeah. But to me, the second one is exactly what you said. It's a carbon copy of the first one and not necessarily better.
Right. I'm not saying it's a bad movie because I still had some enjoyment out of it. But it was really clear to me watching it today in this day and age how much of a copy it was, and how if it's a copy, it's more than likely inferior to its original.
So this movie got a 6.5 on IMDb and a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That falls in line, I feel. I'm surprised 6.5, actually, I would expect it to be a little bit higher.
I don't know how often these things are re-reviewed, if that's the right word, but to me, those scores kind of sound in line, like you said, with what it is.
Critics would be hesitant to give it a good review because it's such a copy.
When's the last time you watched this on purpose? I mean, I can't remember the last time I put this on willingly and said, hey, I'm going to go watch Home Alone 2 right now.
Probably when I was in my younger days renting movies from the grocery store.
At Laneco or whatever?
At Laneco.
If anyone knows what Laneco is.
Which is a popular train that is now discontinued in in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. So... Other than that, no, it's just I would catch scenes of it on like TBS, TNT, USA, whatever the hell. I never really watched it from start to finish until I just watched it back for this episode right here.
So they've shown this a lot more in recent times, I feel, than the original. So the original is always on, right? Especially at Christmas time.
Sure.
But I feel that the TV stations and networks have been making a concerted effort to show this one a little bit more than in the past. Have you noticed that? I think so. Like personally, to me, I mean, I'm not looking for it, but when it's on, I'll watch it. Kind of like what we said about some of these other movies. If it's on, I'm just going to watch it. But for me, I haven't really noticed that this is on TV a lot until more recent times. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Maybe it's just
No,
my head.
no, it's very possible just because it's a more modern version.
And I think this kind of comes back to one of the things is like a lot of people look at Macaulay Culkin as he's such a cute kid. He's one of the cutest kids and good child actors. But
Yeah.
when the heck did he start looking like an alien? Like he's no offense to Macaulay Culkin, but he is one of the weirdest looking dudes in the world right now.
And even I don't want to bash the kid as a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bash this kid right now.
Did you see he had the weird looking tendencies to get older? You mean?
Yeah, like even in this one, because in the first one he was maybe like 7 or 8 years old. I don't know how much he really was.
I can't remember
maybe he was
how much
9 or 10 during filming.
Yeah.
But he was playing an 8-year-old. This year he's playing a 10-year-old. He's kind of got the long face. Like, why you got a long face?
Like
Kevin's got a long face, literally. Why the long face, kid?
He actually does have a long face.
Yeah.
It's starting to form too.
Yeah. Well,
And the nose is starting to get like pre-nose job looking.
Yeah.
You know, he looks very pre-weirred, if that's a word.
And today it's like he's got like scraggly beard, scraggly mustache. He's kind of a scraggly looking dude. He's still got the big head, but his body didn't quite grow into
Didn't
it.
he date Mila Kunis for the longest time?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were together.
You know
and
what?
then
She has similar odd features. Now she's a very beautiful woman, but
she wised up though, and she went to Ashton Kutcher. Not that he's better or worse, but at least he's, he seems like a nice guy. I don't know. Maybe Macaulay Culkin's a nice guy.
Hot.
Yeah, he's
the
hot.
The ladies love.
He's a hot guy.
Love them some Ashton Kutcher.
But Macaulay Culkin to me looks like an alien right now. He actually looks like he was hanging out with Michael Jackson, and he got plastic surgery advice from him.
But I can understand why the ladies want to date Macaulay Culkin, though. He's probably got some crazy stories.
Yeah, all the coke he did when he was 10 on the set of Home Alone 2.
You ever watch The Good Son?
Oh, man.
With Elijah Wood, and where he was murderous Kevin McCallister?
He freaks me out in that movie.
That was nuts, that movie.
I don't know what year was that made, do you know?
I think it might have been directly after Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
It might have been his next movie. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the timeline.
If they remade The Good Son, I feel like they could use him now because he looks scarier than he did even then.
It was such a shocker because like you think of Macaulay Culkin as a wholesome Home Alone hero. They go and throw him in this psycho movie. It's like, whoa.
That scared the crap out of me. You know, he was really creepy.
Yeah. It's funny because I was a young kid. I should not have watched that movie probably, but it's like, oh, Kevin McCallister's in this movie. I want to watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
Yeah.
It's Home Alone 3.
You watch it and he's like killing animals and he's trying to get his brother and mom
killed. He did
killed.
a convincing job.
Yeah.
I wonder
Pretty good.
I wonder if he took that role on purpose to be like, you know what, I'm not going to get compartmentalized here as this nice little kid that's mean to his family, but likes to stay home alone.
Yeah.
And not to beat a dead horse here, but his brother is in this movie, right? Kieran Culkin.
Yes.
He's in the first one too. He's Fuller.
Yes, he's Fuller.
And he's the one that wets the bed.
Yeah.
But he looks normal.
He does.
So do you think Macaulay Culkin had some work done? He looks like I said, he looks like he was hanging out with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson recommended a good nose job guy to him, maybe something along those lines.
Forged the signatures for parental okay to get the surgery. I don't
Michael
know.
Jackson was just trying to help a brother out.
An extended weekend.
Yeah.
He has his own doctors come to the Neverland Ranch.
That's where it was.
You know?
I'm sure the surgery was done there.
All right. That's a possibility.
Anyway, enough about his looks. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. But I want to ask you, nice guy in real life, jerk in the movie.
Oh my God, jerk. First of all, before we get into what he does, did it bother you the way he uses words that end in K?
Yes.
He has this thing where it's like jerk. Like
very hard.
He emphasizes the k in any word that he says.
Yeah, very hard, consonants there.
It really bugged me. I could not stand it. And every time he said it, just like cut through me like a knife. But yeah, the thing is, his family is kind of they're kind of Richie Riches a little bit, which another movie
that he's in, right? He kind of fell in line with that one too.
So is he like the normal kid that is kind of disgusted by the rich lifestyle, lavish lifestyle that his family lives, or is he the jerk? Is he this big, for lack of a better word, a-hole that that the whole family just rebels against?
Let's be serious. You lose your kid twice in back-to-back years, and they don't look like they know what they're doing.
No.
Dad's working hard, mom's working hard. I don't know what she does. I don't know what he does. They look like lawyers or something.
Yes. What if they were like the high-powered, one's a defense attorney?
Yeah. The other one's
the prosecution.
Yeah. I feel like the mom definitely looks like a lawyer, and so does the dad. The dad looks like, they're busy at work.
Yes.
The mom's busy at her office, her court office. And like you said, maybe they go against each other.
Usually those types of families hire nannies.
Yeah.
They don't have a nanny. That's
the
problem.
They don't care about this kid is the point. They don't need a nanny because they don't care. That's what it seems like.
And Buzz, you think about Buzz, like he's the oldest, and he's such a jerk.
He'll
He's
just
the
watch Kevin.
biggest asshole, right? So he grew up with this same treatment. That's how Kevin's on his way to becoming his brother's brother.
That's exactly right.
You say your father's son, his brother's
Yeah.
brother. He's going to be the next Buzz. He's going to be that big of a jerk because the way they were brought up.
Well, especially when you have an uncle like Uncle Frank. I mean, God. So first off, the family looks like rich snobs, okay?
Yeah.
They look like rich snobs. And you know what? They have a nice house. That's great. But they don't seem like they're that nice to their kids. They put them on a vacation. This is a Howard Langston thing. I'm going to buy you something and buy your love.
Yes.
I'm going to buy a trip to Paris for you.
They neglect the family all year long, and at Christmas, they're like, you know what?
We got to make it up
We're
to
going to
them.
throw some money at this thing. These kids are going to love us again for another year.
Yeah. Oh, we'll take them to Paris.
Yeah. Ooh
This
la
time,
la.
we'll take them to Miami.
Ooh.
Sunny, hot Miami.
Who wants to spend Christmas in a tropical climate anyway?
I gotta
as
tell
Kevin
you,
McCallister says.
I think they blew all their money on this European vacation last year, and I feel like they had no pride. They knew where they were going.
Well, big shot Peter McCallister's footing the whole bill. They say this in the movies, footing the whole bill for these vacations. How rich are these people?
Cheapskate Uncle Frank loves that. He loves that. He's taking a shower with his hot water.
Yep, exactly.
He's probably doing his laundry at his house.
Extended shower. Yeah, laundry. Absolutely. One pair of boxers in the dryer, right?
That's probably what he does.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got to dry something.
Yeah.
None of these people look like nice people. I'm sorry. The kids look like they're spoiled jerks,
Yeah.
especially Buzz. Buzz is the kind of guy you want to punch in the face.
Right.
I mean, you see that guy and you think, what a jerk. I think that the thing that he did at the concert when he put the
He's playing with the candles.
which was so dumb because nobody in the audience would have even been able to see that. How far away are they? They're acting like they saw it on a big screen and everyone's laughing. Like, I know it's haha crap on Kevin Day, but no way. No way that happens.
It wasn't that funny. Also, I feel like the parents would be laughing at that, but I digress.
What did you think of Uncle Frank?
Well, Uncle Frank, he's obviously a cheapskate, but he's no worse than anyone else. Like, really, I mean, first of all, he's telling Kevin, stay out of the bathroom when I'm in the shower, because I get the feeling Kevin's done this multiple times before.
It's an understandable request.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened in previous times. Uncle Frank's in the shower. Maybe he's on the toilet. Here comes nosy Kevin barging in the bathroom. He's probably annoyed by it. That he has to say it makes me think that he does it all the time. With a tape recorder?
Can he lock the door, though? Do they not have locks?
Maybe
they're
they don't
so
have locks.
rich.
It's an older house,
Yeah.
Peter McCallister, he's not handy. He's not going to fix it himself.
Head on to Home Depot, man.
Yeah.
Get a lock.
He doesn't know how to do that kind of stuff.
Doesn't he have people for that? I
Got
felt
cases
like
no, they don't have the nanny. They're not going to have a handyman.
he should have a butler.
Yeah.
I feel like they look like the type of people that would have a butler.
Remember the first one? They had this old furnace that was breaking and making all his noise. He doesn't have time to clean his furnace.
He can't fix that.
Yeah, his boiler.
He
doesn't have time to fix a lock on the bathroom.
Uncle Frank, I could see him being angry about it, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he probably walks into him all the time in the bathroom, and we're painting this picture of Uncle Frank as this mean guy, but he's probably just annoyed that this punk kid is recording him in the bathroom. He knew he was going to do it, and he did it anyway.
that is kind of a violation. I mean, recording a man in the shower while he's, singing, just having a jolly time, showering in Christmas time.
Yeah. I like that when he catches him, he yells at him, and then he goes back to singing again. Like he snaps right back into it. Yeah. Snapped right back into it.
Do you have any family members like Uncle Frank?
I feel like we all have weird uncles.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have an uncle like Uncle Frank. I do have kind of a cheapskate, kind of an oddball uncle who will remain nameless. But
do I know this? I probably don't know this person.
I don't think you know him, no. But I do have some fond memories of similar situations of him yelling at me for doing a kid thing, I guess.
Did you record him in the shower?
I did not record him.
Be serious here.
I did not peep. I may have eavesdropped, but I didn't record it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And as far as brothers go, what do you think of Buzz? As far as brothers go, what do you think of Buzz? Do you think he's better or worse brother than our pal from a few episodes ago, Kip Raines?
I feel like if I had a brother like Buzz, I would ask for a new family. Because to me, this kid, I can't blame Kevin for acting the way he does, because that guy's just beating him up all the time, like verbally, probably beats him up physically too.
Yeah.
Buzz looks like the kind of guy that would fart in your face.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he would hold you down and fart in your face.
Well, let me ask you this. How old is Buzz?
I want to say let's say they're in private school and all the grades are mixed. Let's say it's like, I don't know, kindergarten through 12. I feel like he's definitely a junior or a senior in high school.
Right. So you got this junior.
He's got the varsity
right.
jacket.
Call him 16.
Okay. All right.
So if you're 16 and you have this like 9-year-old brother, it's a huge gap that I feel like I've never been in this situation. You have a brother too. I think is he 2 years younger than you?
2 years younger than me.
I have a sister who's 3 years older than me.
Older than you. Okay.
And let me tell you about my sister. I mean, love her to death. She put me through hell sometimes when we were younger.
Was she buzzing you?
She was buzzing me a little bit. Not as hardcore as Buzz, but that was only a 3-year gap.
Yeah.
Now, if this is a 6 or 7 year gap,
that's true.
With a mean streak, this is a recipe for disaster. So
that's true.
I feel it's too much of an age gap there. That's why he resents this little brother because, what are you having another kid for? Because he was probably, he was 8 at the time probably, and he was like, hey, wait, mom and dad, you have another kid? I have to deal with another snot-nosed brat running around here?
I feel like the equivalent, he is kind of the equivalent of Kip Raines. He's not a younger brother. So what's the rich guy equivalent of boosting cars? I mean, he probably steals all his stuff. He probably beats him up, throws him against a wall, and says, "Hey, man, get out of here."
Yeah, takes his $5 allowance or whatever.
Yeah, and he steals it, and then he goes and buys whatever. He buys BB guns or whatever.
He buys mice to feed a spider or whatever.
And that's the thing about Buzz. I hate that guy. He's a jerk.
Yeah,
and screw him.
Well, he's probably one of the best actors in this movie because you're supposed to.
And how about that confession when he's like apologizes and he's
so sweet.
He gives on like the biggest sob story about it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. And then he goes and he makes that face to Kevin.
He sits in the chair and he puts the arm up over his face. Like, good acting job. I got to give him up.
Did anyone ever do that to you? You're in like a confessional type thing and you're trying to apologize. The parents sit you down. Yeah. Oh, you better say you're sorry.
No, my sister never apologized to me for any wrongdoings. So no, that has never happened to me.
So let's take
real quick. You never bullied your brother?
No. My brother bullied me. And
really?
I'm sure he wouldn't admit this, but I was always like feeling bad.
As the older brother, he bullied you.
I'm just trying to be a nice guy.
Because you have a heart of gold and you don't want to bash him.
I'll never forget. So here's a story for you. So my brother and I were in a very heated fight and shoving, probably punching. Yeah. We were upstairs in our house, at my parents' house when we were probably like 13 and 11 or something. Maybe we're 2 years apart. Yeah. So we were punching, shoving, whatever young kids do to each other. And he shoved me against the wall, and it was a drywall. So my shoulder made the biggest dent ever into the wall.
Oh,
and
you're dead.
We hit it so hard. And so imagine two people so mad at each other they want to punch each other in the face.
Yeah.
In that moment, we became best friends.
Because you're dead together.
Yeah. And we were going down. So immediately, the second he shoved me in the wall, he had like the fire in his eyes. Yeah. The second he shoves me into this wall, my arm hits it, and there's a big dent in the wall, like a big hole. And we both looked at each other, and we're thinking, oh, shit. How are we going to fix this? So we immediately started coming up with a story. I'm sure my parents would tell you today, they didn't believe us for a second.
Right.
But we were thinking, how the heck are we going to get out of this? And we became best friends in that moment. Yeah. And I feel like those moments slowly went down after that because of things like that. And, Dad made us fix it and patch it up. So we learned a little bit about spackling there. But
so Buzz and Kevin would never join forces like that.
No, hell no. Right. No way in hell.
Yeah, they would blame each other, and that would be that.
So now feels like a good time to take a quick break here and tell everybody about the sweepstakes, the giveaway that we're running.
Let's do that.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
So one of the hottest holiday debates in recent years has been questioning whether Die Hard is actually a Christmas movie or not. We're not going to reveal what we think on the matter, but we want to hear what you guys think. Why don't you tell them the rules?
All right, well, the rules are you have to either follow us or like us on Twitter, tweet us or post on the Facebook wall, lastrowpodcast@gmail.com, or leave us a comment on the post giving us your opinion. We want to know whether you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, along with your best supporting argument. Now, it doesn't matter if you're for or against it.
We won't discriminate.
Yeah, just basically give us your opinion, and the most compelling argument will be the winner.
We have a very special prize based on the topic of our next movie, which is a New Year's movie. We're excited to reveal that, but we'll let you know. We're planning on letting you guys submit up to New Year's Day, and then we'll make an announcement on New Year's Day on one of our social media accounts, and then after that, we'll announce it on our following podcast. So
Right.
good luck to everybody. Make sure you enter. And if you have any questions, just let us know.
Yeah, and we'll reveal the winner, and we'll also maybe read off a couple as well, a couple of the better answers. We already got a few in because we recently just pre-posted this on Twitter. So yeah, keep them coming in, and we'll pick the best one.
That sounds good. So
back to Kevin in this hotel, this luxurious hotel. How much money do you think he racked up on his dad's credit card during his stay?
Well, I can tell you this. I know for a fact, based on the screenshot in the end, that he racked up, just on room service alone, $967.43.
So that's like ice cream, meals,
whatever movies
porno?
he rented. I'm sure he was renting
a porno?
Look, if you're however old he is, I'm sure he did.
He rented R-rated movies.
Yeah.
We know that, but did he go X?
Yeah, he went rated X. I don't know if they have the VOD in the hotel room. I'm sure he was renting that.
If they did, he was all over it.
But I feel like he spent more on himself than his entire family spent on flying every single person to Miami.
All right, let's break this down real quick. All right, so we know, what was it, $967?
$967, all right.
For room service.
Call it $1,000.
Call it $1,000, even round up to $1,000. All right.
Because he got a tip.
He spent 2 nights at the Plaza Hotel before he got caught.
I want to say that's at least $800 a night.
So you think it's $800 a night?
I'm saying $1,000.
Okay, we'll call it $1,000 a night for that sweet room that Herbert Hoover also stayed at. Yeah. Not the vacuum cleaner.
Not the vacuum guy.
Inventor, the former president, as Rob Schneider will point out to you. So that's a cool $3,000. So we're talking flights. We're talking room at the Dolphin Motel, which was a piece of crap. As we see,
Uncle Frank didn't think so when he went there on his honeymoon.
How many rooms do you think they rented out at the Dolphin Motel to squeeze like 12 people into?
It looked like they were all squeezed into one. Yeah,
but that cheapskate Uncle Frank, man, he booked it.
Now, come on, wouldn't you know Peter McCallister as a baller, as a high roller, as a guy who is a man with luxurious taste? Okay, flying first class,
only the finest.
Wouldn't he know when he books a room at the Dolphin Motel, it's like $49.99 a night? Hey, maybe I should check this place out.
Maybe he gave Frank some cash. He said, I don't want to deal with it. I'm too busy. I don't want to deal with it. Just go book the hotel for us.
So you think this scumbag,
leave us somewhere nice.
Scumbag Uncle Frank pocketed the rest?
Yes. That's exactly what I believe.
Scumbag Uncle Frank stealing hot water.
Yep.
Doing all of his chores, doing his laundry at their house. Stealing his money.
He says, here's $1,000. Get us a nice hotel. Put it on your credit card. I'll give you this cash. Just take care of it.
You think Uncle Frank has a credit card? He looks like a kind of guy that doesn't have a credit card. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be burdened.
He's got
by
a Diners Club card. Yeah, that's what he has.
He has the frequent fly. That's what he's got.
Yeah. So that's probably what happened there. So we got, say they spend what they left. I think it was the 21st. So they're going to spend maybe 5 days in tropical paradise.
I'm saying $50 a night.
$50 a night.
They look like they were packed into one room too. Uncle Frank didn't. He figured they could all use 2 beds. 2 queens.
So that's $250. How much is the flight per passenger? They got about 12 guests. We'll call it.
They're flying from Chicago, right?
From Chicago to Florida. Let's call it 200 a head. Is that?
I think it's more than that. I don't know.
300 a head.
300. Okay.
Okay.
So we could be way off base on that. I have no idea.
3 times 12. That's $3,600.
Yeah.
So $3,600 plus the $250. We'll call it $4,000.
I gotta tell you, I'm loving this breakdown here. By the way,
do you like my mental math?
Yeah,
I have
you're doing a great
calculator
job
in front of me.
You're doing a great job.
All right, so we got $4,000 on this trip, and Kevin himself spent $3,000 in 2 days at this hotel. You're dead. You're grounded for life.
So what's Peter McCallister? Is that his dad's name?
Peter
That's the
McCallister,
uncle.
yeah.
What's the uncle?
The uncle's Rob.
Oh, okay, Rob.
Yeah.
Ugh, Rob. Such an uncle name.
Uncle
Rob.
Bob.
Uncle Rob.
Aunt Georgette.
Yeah.
I got a good memory.
I feel like Peter McCallister's credit card would have definitely got declined because.
Are you kidding me? He's got that platinum card, son.
Yeah, but didn't they see that he was in Florida? They got to see the well, I guess he never went there, but they knew that based on if he put the trip on his credit card, any good credit card company would say, hey, this card looks stolen, which it shows up as stolen.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because he spent all this money, but no, that's why, because Uncle Frank's credit card, his Diners Club card, paid for that hotel. That's why. That's why they never crossed on the credit card companies.
Uncle Frank, I'm not joking. This guy looks like the cheapest freaking guy ever. He looks like such a cheapskate, man.
Kevin running up $3,000, he's dead. You're grounded for life. There's no coming back. I don't care that you got lost. That's over with.
But do you think that Peter McCallister, so he let him do all this stuff and he just assumed, we'll get to Florida, it'll be fine, we'll be there. We'll be in sunny beach, Miami.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, realistically, they got so much money they don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
And here's another thing that I'm upset about. At the end of the movie, when it's all said and done, they find Kevin. Everybody's in that 3-story hotel room that probably cost $10,000 a night.
That was Donald Trump's personal suite, I feel.
Maybe they gave it to him like as a sorry for the hotel for scaring away Kevin.
Yeah.
Possibly. So they wake up Christmas morning, and Duncan, the toy man that Kevin meets earlier in the the show, the movie, under the tree, there's like 100 toys.
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
Why does the rich family need free stuff?
Well, and that leads me to something else. We'll talk a little bit more about her later.
Yeah.
So this pigeon lady.
Yes.
Kevin goes and gives her a freaking little ornament. He could have given her a million different things out of all those boxes. Yeah. There might have been some clothes in there. She could use some new clothes.
How about cash, Kevin?
She could use some cash.
She needs to feed herself. She has this pigeon feed.
She has no food. He bought her a cup of coffee or a cup of tea while they hung out in the top of the orchestra.
He thinks he's doing good.
Kevin. He's not. These parents are not doing such a good job of raising this kid. Especially the fact that he talked to a homeless person.
Yeah. So Kevin doesn't know one way or the other the value of $1. This kid's he's destined for failure.
I'll tell you what his best skill is, though.
What?
If you're watching a TV show or something,
yeah.
If you're at like your house and you have a guy there, it's like, I'm not going to claim to be the best guy. I actually think you're the best guy at this.
Am I a good?
I don't like to be the remote holder.
Yeah.
Because when I'm watching a show, I don't like the burden of having to fast forward through the commercials. To me, like I just want it because I always over fast forward or I never go far enough. Kevin's the guy that you're going to give the remote to.
he's the master DVR man.
If there's one skill that this guy has that's besides being a criminal mastermind for setting traps, it's using a freaking remote.
Yeah.
He's the master of a VCR, of a tape recorder.
Yes.
Every time he hits play, it's exactly where it needs to be.
Anything analog, he's on it.
You would think that this kid has all the tracks queued up like on a CD player or something, like hit play and it goes, hit next, it goes.
Yeah. So when he does that move where he rewinds back Angels with Filthier Wings that we referenced in the beginning of the movie to scare the hotel staff.
Yeah.
Like he's all over that fast forward rewind thing. He's on point.
How the heck, what I don't understand is why wouldn't they send a SWAT team up there?
Yeah. There's a madman with a gun at the Plaza
That's
Hotel.
what the guy says. So what's his name? Tim Curry's character. He's like, there's a madman with a gun in the hotel. And all the rich people at the top of that place are just kind of like, I don't care. Like they just totally dismiss it. This is New York City, man. They're going to be sending a SWAT team up there. They don't mess around there. And the volume of a TV, since when has a volume of a television been mistaken for a real person?
Yeah, that's completely absurd. And that's the kind of staff at the Plaza Hotel that they hire. They just can't, are they so dumb that they can't tell the difference?
I mean, I guess we got to suspend disbelief because it's a movie.
That's one where it's completely movie magic.
And it's funny. But I got to say, what did you think? So did you think that the TV clip that he played was better in the first one or the second one? This one.
I like the second one, yeah.
I like the first one better.
I don't know. That's an improvement. I thought it was an improvement.
I like snakes.
Yeah.
I feel like snakes, you know? I don't know snakes. I feel like snakes to me was better than... I didn't understand why he was shooting the lady.
Yeah.
Like, what did she do? She cheated on him or something? So he blasted her?
Yeah, you blow her away for cheating on you.
It's
clearly
extreme.
It's a little extreme, but hey, Angel with Filthier Wings, it's part 2.
I personally like snakes better.
Along with the lines of this movie, the sequel, you go harder. You don't go softer, you go harder.
We'll see that with the traps too. But
whereas snakes probably deserved it, this woman that cheated on him didn't.
That's the thing. Like I couldn't get past that. I felt like there's nothing she could do.
Like, it's a sequel. It's a microcosm of the entire Home Alone world. Whereas in the Home Alone world, Kevin set these traps that are clearly made to kill someone. In the movie, he's showing no remorse, killing this woman for no good reason other than a broken heart.
That's a great analysis, actually, because it kind of does play to the rest of the movie. Like everything is bigger.
Everything's bigger. And that's the thing. In sequels, you want things to be bigger, better. They do that in every sequel, in any movie.
Yeah.
Make it bigger.
One of the other things that I thought was kind of interesting was the pigeon lady versus the shovel guy in the first one.
Yes, because they're the same character.
As a 8-year-old, how old do you think he is? 8 years old?
I think he's 10 in this one. He's 8
10?
in the first one, 10 in the second one.
So he's 10. As a 10-year-old kid, what's scarier to you? A homeless lady in a park with pigeons on her?
Yeah.
In the daylight. I think that was the daylight when he first saw her, right?
I think so.
Versus a neighbor with a beard and a shovel.
He's got a shovel.
And he had the boots with the springs on them.
Yeah.
Who's scarier to you?
It has to be the pigeon lady. I mean,
she could be on speed or meth or something.
He walked up to the exact perfect homeless person, because if he walked up to the wrong homeless person, he'd be dead. And Harry and Marv never would have gotten to him in the first place.
When he was in the park at that one point when he was freaking out, he's going through the park and there's all these other homeless people that are
he runs into the hookers. He runs into the guy
Yeah.
laying by the tree. Guy's talking to mumbling to himself.
on LSD or something.
So then you got this lady with pigeon shit all over her clothes.
She didn't have enough pigeon shit
No.
on her. I felt like with all those pigeons, she would be completely covered
So
in it.
if, when you're in so you're doing the scene, you're the costume designer. If you're the pigeon lady, you're like, can I have more shit on my costume, please? This isn't believable.
I felt where was Chris Columbus on that
Yeah.
one? He should have came out and said, "Come on, let's get some more pigeon crap.
Yeah.
Let's get that on her." She wasn't covered enough in it.
Yeah, get the Elmer's glue or whatever it is.
There
they
was
use to-
100 pigeons on her. It's like there's no way that there was not more crap on her.
Yeah, the guy was just a neighbor. The shovel guy is just a neighbor. I mean, if you had any kind of good parenting there, you would walk your kid over to the neighbor that you see that your son's clearly scared of this guy and introduce him.
But I feel like that guy looked like he could bash your face in with a shovel. This woman just had a kind face.
He did bash.
He bashed
Marv's
Yeah,
head
Marv.
with. Yeah, he did.
But to me, the woman looks like she almost looks a little bit more friendly. I don't know. Even though she's a homeless person, maybe she is crazy. Like she's gonna just rob you or something.
Well, yeah. And realistically, he should be nowhere near that lady, or else he'd be dead. There's a million times where he's lost alone in the city. He should be dead.
Yeah.
But he goes and talks to her miraculously. Ends up having a conversation with this woman, and she's homeless because somebody broke my heart. So she's like homeless by will almost.
That's like Kip Rain saying, "Oh, our dad left us, so I had to boost cars.
Yeah,
Nothing else we could do.
There was no other way to get around this.
I have a theory about this lady. Okay.
Yes.
So you hear Duncan in the toy shop, Mr.
Yes.
Duncan.
So give us some background to give background on Duncan.
So Duncan is the man that owns this toy shop. Tim Curry calls a limo down to Macaulay Culkin's character because he felt bad about walking in on his father, who is actually a blow up pool toy.
Pool toy, yeah. So
in the shower.
Kevin fooled him with his Talkboy
with the Talkboy tape.
Again, master of the DVR.
Yeah, master of the DVR. He played him with this blow up doll or whatever, for better or worse, and he winds up going to the toy store.
Yeah.
So he says, "Where's a good place to go? I want to go to this toy store." So he goes to this toy store. Every
Duncan's.
toy ever looks like a pretty sweet toy shop. I would like this place, but it looks like he's going to buy whatever for Christmas. He's going to spend all his dad's money. He's got a big envelope full of cash.
Yes.
Big wad of cash. And he winds up finding out about Duncan. Duncan owns this toy shop. He donates money to the children's hospital.
Yeah.
And we hear that Harry and Marv are in there too, and they hear it, and they want to rob this place because they know it's the only place that could have cash on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
They don't have a safe.
No.
They leave it in that 1800s, general store register.
And also, they have the donation money in a clear treasure chest, so you can see how much money is in there.
Wide open.
Yeah, and it's completely open, ready to be stolen. But,
I don't want to tell Duncan how to run his business here.
He's a naive old man.
He kind of deserved to get it stolen.
He's a naive old man.
No, yeah, he's a nice guy, and he was donating to this children's hospital. So anyway, while he's there, Kevin's finding out about this children's hospital and all this stuff, and all I could think about the whole movie was, what if this pigeon lady is like an estranged daughter, or Duncan kicked her to the curb. He kicked her to the curb.
Uh-huh.
What if she's actually like his first girlfriend and they were in love and now she's homeless because he kicked her out?
That is beautiful.
I don't know if that's not as good of a theory as some of my
Yeah.
old ones here, but I kept thinking about that the whole movie. Like, what if she was actually somehow related to this
Yeah,
dude?
there has to be a connection to this pigeon lady because otherwise it's pretty random.
Because we don't find out about who her love is.
Yeah. And also, we don't find out much about Duncan either. So I feel like there's a deleted scene somewhere in there. This movie is 2 hours long, and there's no reason for it to be 2 hours long.
Gotta call up Chris Columbus.
Pretty
tell
sure
him.
the first movie is like 90 minutes. It was very clean. This one is 2 hours long, and there's probably more stuff that they cut off the shelf. And I bet that scene is in there. I think you're a genius.
And I don't, like I said, I don't think that it's as good of a theory as some of the other ones we've had, but I was just thinking, what if they had some type of relationship?
That's a beautiful theory, and
she-
I hope that's in the movie world. That's a true story because that's lovely, and maybe one day he'll go back.
I can't believe that we've gone this far without talking about Harry and Marv yet.
The stars of the show,
The redeeming qualities of the movie.
the Sticky Bandits.
The Sticky Bandits. So the first question I want to ask you is, how in the hell did these two idiots bust out of prison?
I would love to have a theory for you, but it's
just
like
doesn't
It's
exist.
impossible. They're too bumbling.
There's no way in hell they're getting out of prison.
And first of all, I wanted to say that these two are crooks, right? They're not criminals.
They're crooks.
They're crooks.
They're crooked.
Crooks don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
The crooks are the kind that they'll break into your house. They're kind of goofy. Their partners. There's always two. There's never a crook. There's not a crook.
They're not going to kill you.
It's crooks. They're always plural.
There's always
two
a
of them.
team.
There's a tall one and a short one, a fat one and a skinny one.
I could see like a prequel for them busting out of prison.
I would like to see it because I don't have the imagination to decide a scenario where they broke out of prison. It must have been a bubbling prison.
The worst guards ever. Paul
Yeah.
Blart Mall Cop
Yeah.
as the
what?
The guards.
They flooded the jail. The wet bandits.
The wet bandits.
The wet bandits. They flooded the jail. And as the mass evacuation to save everyone's lives, they just snuck out the back.
They swam out of there.
They swam out of there because they're the wet bandits. They know how to
swam
do
out
it.
of there.
Yep.
They got the backstroke going.
That's the only way. That's the only way.
They flooded the jail. That's perfect.
So now they're the Sticky Bandits.
They're part of like my favorite part of this movie. I mean, as anyone would say that. I know that's an obvious statement, right? But to me, I feel like what's the dude's name? Not Joe Pesci, the other guy.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern. I feel like he's not in enough stuff. He was in that movie Bushwhacked, which is an underrated classic.
Yeah,
to
he
me.
had a time. He had a time, and it was the early to mid '90s.
Yeah,
and he was not. I don't know. He just wasn't that mainstream.
He didn't catch on.
Yeah, he was in kids' movies more or less.
Unfortunately, he didn't catch on because I actually like him a lot. But why didn't Kevin call the cops? I mean, he gets it like so. What happens? They're gonna rob the store. They hid out in the dollhouse. And
well, remember when they first grabbed Kevin? They met him randomly in Central Park.
Yeah,
and they were going to take him out then and there. And Kevin got away somehow. But before they took him out, he had his Talkboy, his trusty Talkboy yet again. And he recorded the conversation where they were basically telling him the plan like a James Bond villain would. They told him their exact plan. So
but see, Harry was smart. He was like, shut up, Marv. He's like, whatever.
Marv's
He's
the
not gonna
idiot.
get away.
Yeah, Daniel Stern's the idiot one. So then he knows what their plan is. He escapes, and Harry and Marv are like, I'll just let him go. The park will get him. He'll die anyway. He has nowhere to go. So Kevin has his information. He's not calling the cops. He is going to get it himself. You know why? Because he's a vigilante.
The vigilante.
Kevin McCallister is a vigilante. He's not about calling the cops, getting you arrested. He's about taking care of business himself. And he's a little cocky now because he succeeded in the first one. So that's why we're going through that. So let's talk about the star of the show. It's basically The Traps.
The House of Horrors.
The House of Horrors. People watch the first Home Alone. They don't care so much about the story. They want the last half hour. They want the traps.
I would go as far as to say you don't even need to watch the first part of this movie.
The traps themselves are their own movie. And the second one, they up the ante. We're talking about sequels. We're talking about bigger, better, stronger, faster. These traps are bigger, better, stronger, faster, deadlier.
Deadlier.
So, I actually read on Grantland.com. I'm sorry I don't have the name of the author, but he goes through this make-believe scenario that I'm mad that I didn't think of myself, where he talks about Kevin McCallister actually being a prequel to the Saw movies.
I could see that.
This is Jigsaw before he became Jigsaw, where he started murdering people. He's setting up these elaborate traps. He's shunned by his family. He's beaten down. He's broken. It's a really great article. It's on Grantland.com.
We'll tweet the link.
Yeah, we'll tweet the link. It's a great article. It's longer than it should be, but it's worth every minute of it. There's some great theories in there, and I'm mad I didn't think of it. So we're going to go through these traps. Now, we've all seen the traps. I'm sure you listen to the movie, you watch the movie, you see the traps. We're going to go through these really quick, rapid fire, and I'm going to play a game with you, all right?
Okay.
Just like Jigsaw would play a game.
What's this game called?
This game is just very simply Dead or Alive. I'm going to name the trap that these crooks get into, and you tell me if they would have survived or not. Not in real life.
So it's not in real life.
In movie life. Now, that's the difference. In movie life, you have like a health meter.
Yeah, okay.
Like in a video game. So you have a little bit more leeway.
So if you get a health pack, you can renew yourself a little bit?
Yeah, like for example, let's take the first one, brick to the head, right?
Okay.
Brick to the head in real life, from 3 stories up, you're dead.
Dead immediately.
You're dead. You're done. Or at least in a coma. You're losing brain power.
What about 3 bricks to the
right.
head?
But in the movie world, that may not mean equal death.
Okay.
But 4, which I think you get 4 or possibly 5.
Yeah.
That might be cause for death. So I'm going to go through these real quick.
Okay.
You tell me dead or alive. Okay. First one. Marv gets hit with bricks in the face 3 times. It is 3 times.
All right.
Dead or alive?
Alive. In the movie world.
In the movie world, alive.
4 times, like you said, would be dead.
So 3's dead, but he should be in a coma, right?
They're like, yeah, but I feel like they've leveled up since the first movie. Okay. So they've got extra health meter here.
They're pretty resilient, these guys.
Yeah.
So
they don't stop.
Yeah.
It's like the Terminator.
All right, so we're going to go alive. I disagree, but
You think they'd be dead?
I think he's dead.
What about 2 to the head?
In the movie world, 2 is all right. He's all right.
3 dead.
Yeah.
2. I'm going with 4.
All right, number 2 is a fairly simple one. Marv gets staple gunned in the butt, the crotch, and the nose.
Alive.
He's alive, but He's not really moving too well anymore.
He's just annoyed.
Yeah.
He's not hurt. He's annoyed.
He does some pretty agile things after this, but you get staple gun to the nuts, I'm thinking pretty much you're out of commission.
Do you think it hit the nuts or you think it went to the tip?
You know what? It probably went to the tip.
I don't know what's worse.
Is that better or worse?
No, I don't know. It's probably equally bad. Okay. It's terribly bad.
All right. Next, Harry, Joe Pesci, falls on his back from a greased ladder handle. I'm going to say that was 12 feet high.
Alive, concussion.
Alive, concussion. So, but he landed on his back, possibly some weight on his neck.
Woozy, concussion.
But alive.
Alive.
Okay, he's alive. All right.
Okay.
Marv falls into the doorway after he gets into the house. There's no floor there. And he falls 3 floors down straight onto his face.
Dead.
He's dead.
Absolutely dead.
I'm going to say that was 20 feet.
Absolutely
20
dead.
foot fall on your face.
Absolutely dead.
He's dead. You know what? He wasn't dead. He got up and he cracked his neck a little bit.
He's DED dead.
Dead. That's a death in the movie. In a
He's
PG
absolutely
movie,
dead.
a 10-year-old boy just killed a man. Okay?
He's absolutely dead.
After that, we have Harry gets hit in the head with a bag of tools. We're talking heavy-duty pipe wrenches.
Yeah, and like
Hammers.
like wrenches, hammers.
Yes.
A probably broken neck.
They're not that far off the ground. Like, it might have been an 8-foot fall.
Paralyzed, but
Paralyzed.
alive.
Yes.
But alive.
Concussed, paralyzed,
He's
but
going to
alive.
need a wheelchair to get
All
out
right.
of there.
All right. So Kevin McCallister's racking up the concussions, and he has 1 death. That's already more hardcore than, we'll compare them later. But that's more hardcore than the first one already. Next, we have Marv slides down a greased floor, and then an entire shelf of paint, and the shelf falls on him.
Alive but annoyed.
Alive but annoyed.
Who wants paint on them?
The paint, what if it went in his mouth?
Lead poisoning.
Lead poisoning.
Alive.
Alive. He'd be dead in about 20 minutes.
Alive.
Alive for now. All right. Marv then gets electrocuted on the sink. So much so that we see his bones, his skeleton appear while he's trying to wash the paint off. And he does the famous Marv yelp.
Can I say... Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I say that was one of the funniest things in the whole movie? I was like, that made the movie for me. Like his skeleton and his hair was so
It's
ridiculous.
a sequel move. It's a bigger, better, faster sequel
I loved
move.
it.
He's dead, right?
Dead.
That's no question. He's dead. So Harry died twice. Marv died twice now.
2 deaths.
2
movie
deaths. 3 concussions. Harry's hair gets lit on fire again for a second time. Last movie, he got it lit on again. Then he tried to put it out. He dunked himself in a very acrobatic move.
To the toilet.
In the toilet. Oh, wait, the toilet's doused in kerosene.
You put kerosene or like some kind of gas or something in there, right?
Yeah. So then the house blows up.
It exploded.
So, dead or alive?
Dead.
Dead. You're wrong. He's not dead. Everybody's dead. The house blew up.
Kevin dies.
Kevin dies. Harry dies.
That's a rookie mistake, Kevin.
It's an assisted suicide by Kevin. You get no points for that.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake.
So everyone dies in that one.
I did like how cartoony it was, though.
Yeah.
Like how they kind of he just had black teeth.
Yeah, right. He got up. His gold tooth was still in there.
Everyone's dead.
So, next one. Marv tries to climb up the rope of that 20-foot drop that he just made. So he pulls a rope down. He thinks it's safe. Is it safe?
Absolutely
It's
not.
not safe. Doesn't he know who he's messing with?
Wouldn't he know? Like, did they said the whole first half of the movie? Oh, I don't want to go. This kid's useless without his house of horrors. And what do? They walked right into a house of horrors.
So he pulls the bag down, pulls the rope down. 100-foot bag of mixing cement falls flat on his head.
Dead.
Broken neck. He's dead.
Absolutely dead.
No question about it. All right.
There's no arguing that one.
Harry falls while trying to climb up a broken ladder.
Broken leg.
He's fine.
He's fine. Broken leg.
He's got a scratch. All right. Marv and Harry get hit by a giant lead pipe on a rope while trying to avoid paint cans. And after they get hit in the head with that, they fall down that 2-story. Plus another story from the steps, 30-foot fall, bashed in the nose, dead or alive.
And then the pipe falls on top of them.
And the pipe falls on top of their heads.
Dead.
Dead.
Absolutely dead.
He's racking up the death count right here. All right. Harry and Marv get smashed against the wall when a tool chest falls from down the steps.
Alive. Broken ribs.
Alive, broken ribs. That was the most unrealistic of all the tricks because
he was waiting for it.
They were waiting for it, and then it smashed through the door, and the door was intact.
He's like, what is that?
Very unrealistic.
But they had a broken nose, though. That's it.
Yeah, they re-cracked it. Alive. Lastly, Harry and Marv fall while trying to climb down a rope that was on fire, soaked in kerosene. They fell about 20 feet down, and then a bunch of varnish falls on top of them as they should have been on fire, dead or alive.
Isn't varnish completely highly flammable
Yes,
too.
dead or alive.
Where's the fire? Dead.
On fire. Plus, they wouldn't have felt the burns because they were dead from the drop. So that's a lot of deaths.
Instant death.
So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 deaths
yeah.
and multiple concussions.
Maybe they had 7 lives.
This is a murderer,
Yeah.
Kevin
A Saw
McCallister.
murderer.
He's a murderer.
The Saw murderer.
So and compared to the first traps, the first one were
They were cute.
very cute. Like they stepped on ornaments.
Oh yeah. He stepped on a nail.
Stepped on a nail. Burned my hand.
Put a spider on my chest.
Put a spider on my chest. Doused me with oil and and chicken feathers.
Yeah, he got chicken feathers.
Yeah.
Tarred and feathered.
Come on. That's
More
stuff.
paint cans.
Child's play, if you
Lost
will.
a tooth.
Yeah.
Tripped on micro machines.
Yes, exactly.
Micro machines.
It was more fun loving. This is not fun.
This is sequel territory.
This is vigilante justice at its finest.
Vigilante
Right?
justice. That's exactly what it is. It's vigilante justice.
Right.
He's trying to kill these guys. But in the meantime, he called the cops and said, "Oh, meet me at this address."
Yeah.
He wanted to take these guys out. Let's be serious. He had a bone to pick.
Sure. And then the whole time I was hoping that the crooks would win.
So that's the thing. As an adult, I got to tell you, watching this, I was really hoping they would get him.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a jerk, but man, I was hoping they would get him. Now, let me ask you too. Why didn't he just use his gun right away? If he'd upped the ante and just pulled that gun out, right, he looks like a guy that would murder somebody in cold blood.
Well, I guess he never really saw him in person. Like they had him in park and it was daylight. And then when Kevin threw the brick
what about
through
in the toy
window,
store? You could have pulled the gun out.
No, because he smashed the window and the alarm went off.
So he couldn't have pulled a gun there and shot him right away?
No, he didn't have a good shot. Plus his hands were in muddy. So and then Kevin ran away and just enough so we could follow him. And then he went up to then he was throwing bricks. And he had a gun. It was like a little handgun. He doesn't have the accuracy.
He's not Raymond Khaleesi there.
He just got smashed through the top of the car when he got catapulted
That's
onto
right,
it. So
he
he
did.
has a concussion. So
He has a concussion.
He wouldn't be able to shoot him from that high.
So
let's wrap this up.
The traps in the first one were kind of baby compared to
Yes.
this. The other thing too is the one thing I noted. I had it on my notes. Where the heck was Carl Winslow in this movie? Carl, where was Carl Winslow? Because I felt like every time I see a cop in that time period, I feel like it should be Carl Winslow.
I'll tell you what, because the
He
cop
was in Die Hard.
The cop was only in there for like 2 minutes. He had a couple lines. Carl Winslow doesn't get out of bed for less than $5,000. So
I felt like they could have used him in this.
I mean, it would have been a
really-
nice cameo, but I mean, they probably spent so much money on this, that, and the other thing. You can't afford Carl Winslow.
So what worked in this movie for you? Like what worked and what didn't? Let's do this real quick.
All right. Well, I like the hotel staff.
Yeah,
The hotel-
Rob Schneider's awesome.
Schneider and Tim Curry was really good at this. Could have used more Curry. I like the scene where they used his they kind of impose his face, like they used the Grinch's face, the smile, and then they cut to him and his smile.
Yeah, he was
looks
doing the
exactly
same
like
face.
the Grinch. It was great. Great work there. Harvin Mary,
Percy, Harvin, and Mary.
Marv and Harry were very good. I loved that a lot of the tough guy lines that they fed Kevin. They told him they're going to kill him in so many different ways, like being very blunt about it. Like it's the type of thing where if you're 10 years old and someone's going to tell you, "I'm going to send you to the Undertaker," you're going to piss your pants.
Yeah,
but
he would be scared out of that city.
But not young vigilante Kevin McCallister.
Vigilante justice.
And what else is there?
I loved Marv screaming at the pigeons. I was waiting for it because in the first one of my favorite parts was when he screamed about the spider on his chest.
Yeah.
And this one, to me, I was waiting for it, and then it didn't happen, and then the pigeons go all over him, and he screams even more than the first movie. Which I wish I could just play that clip, but I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out. That's my favorite clip of the movie. I just love guys screaming like girls high pitched when they're scared.
Fun fact. That's how he got the role in the first one.
They had a screaming competition.
He screamed for them in the tryout. That's how he got it.
So what didn't work for you in this?
Oh, it's just the total repeat performance to a T, from the setup to the traps to the scary person who helps you. It was all just a one big giant recycle. And hey, it makes money. Everybody likes it. I liked it as a kid more than I liked it now, and it was still enjoyable today. It's just obvious as an adult you watch it. It's completely recycled.
I felt like it was kind of a rehash of the first one, but there was characters that I didn't really care about. Like Duncan just kind of was thrown in there so they could have a toy store to rob. And the homeless lady, I didn't really feel like they tried to make her too much part of the story, and she just was a plot device to me. So
didn't care.
Just, whatever.
Didn't care.
But again, like you said, this movie isn't about any of that. It's only about the traps in the end. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Right.
So did you have anybody to recast? We always do a recast.
Yeah.
This one's tough because it's...
I have some speculatives. I'll go through it quickly. I was watching it. I was thinking, first of all, Elijah Wood, we talk about him with his co-star role in The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin.
So
he was the same age.
You name these guys, and we'll say whether it would be better or worse with this person.
All right, I say the name, you say better or worse.
Yeah, okay.
Ready? Elijah Wood.
Better.
I say worse. He doesn't have no. Kevin McCallisters too much. He's not a mischief maker.
I like
Elijah Wood. He doesn't have mischief in his soul. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Worse. Absolutely worse.
This kid can't act.
He can't act.
He's just a pretty face, right?
No way worse.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He's a little too old for this role,
with the long hair, you know,
like
Third
the
Rock from
skater-looking
Sun.
kid.
He's not too old. He's the same age.
I don't know. Maybe better. No,
Maybe.
probably worse.
He's a better actor.
I like him as an actor better.
How about Justin Timberlake? Same age.
Like Disney
as Macaulay
kid?
Culkin. Yes.
Oh,
Actually, he's like a year older than Macaulay Culkin.
Did he have the acting chops?
He didn't. He did
no,
not.
I think it'd be worse.
Well, what did Macaulay Culkin do before this?
He had the familiar face.
All right. How about Little Pete from Pete and Pete?
Danny Tamborelli?
Yes.
Oh man, like from Mighty Ducks.
That's mischief right there.
Yeah,
that kid's got mischief.
He's
in his
more
soul.
believable
Yes.
to electrocute a grown man or put kerosene in a toilet.
Yep.
But I don't think it would be better.
Yeah, probably not. He's not that great of an actor either.
Good choice though.
And also, similar age to Macaulay, believe it or not, Sean William Scott.
Was he in anything back then?
I don't think so. I didn't look at his IMDb.
I don't think he had the
similar
chops.
age.
He didn't
to
have
Macaulay
the chops.
Culkin.
No, worse.
Right.
I think it'd be worse.
All right. And as for the crooks, I go 1 for 1. So Joe Pesci. What about Danny DeVito? I mean, I'm sure they get it compared a lot.
Man, I feel like that would be awesome. Like he could do it, but I feel like Joe Pesci has this charm about him where he's such a he'll curse and he's kind of cursing under his breath. I wish this movie was uncensored so he could say what he wanted to say.
Brush off.
Yeah, that's what he
say
does.
that the whole time. No, I agree. I think Pesci's better because he's more of a gangster. He plays more gangsters in more movies. It kind of works as a criminal.
Yeah.
And for Daniel Stern, I'm gonna hit you with Jim Carrey.
Ooh.
Before Ace Ventura. So this is believable that he would take this kind of backyard role.
So he's got the physical comedy down, but he's not dumb looking enough. Like I think, and nothing against Daniel Stern, I just feel like he's better at kind of the looking like kind of the lackey.
He has a blank stare thing going on. I get it.
He's kind of dumb, and that's his character.
Yeah.
And Marv or Harry's kind of the brains behind the operation, and Marv just kind of is there. You know, I feel like he could do it.
Carrey probably would have tried to steal the show.
Yeah, Carrey, just like he did in Batman Forever. That's a whole other topic for another day.
But I thought it was an interesting parallel because they're similar in age, and it was before Ace Ventura, so he wasn't big at all.
Yeah.
It could have been like a breakout role for him, and his career could have been completely different.
Yeah,
probably worse.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good cast, I feel. But I feel like it's tough because I think this is one of the movies where I feel like the cast was perfect, especially the hotel staff. I thought it was absolutely perfect. I love Tim Curry in this. I thought he was great. But what about changing the ending? I know we talked a little bit about this, or like creating a sequel. We like to do that too, and this one's a little tough to do that as well. But I mean, you put something together in the notes.
There's a really simple way to change the ending of this, and it's the second one. Let's pretend the third one won't exist, and it didn't exist. And this alternate ending, Kevin gets shot in the first 20 minutes in which Joe Pesci sees him.
Over.
Yeah. Joe Pesci says the line, "Listen, kid, I'm a criminal. Taking out a 10-year-old will not have me sleeping any less at night," for lack of better words.
And the parents go to jail.
Yeah. So then in the first 20 minutes of the movie, they just shoot Kevin for being a jerk that he is. Parents go to jail for negligence. Credits. It's actually a short. It's not a whole movie.
That sounds like something that will be on SNL, like a digital short.
Yeah. But there's no real other way to change the movie. It is what it is.
So do you want to reveal the movie for next week before we talk about listener mail here?
So also as part of the contest, the Die Hard is it a Christmas movie or not contest, the prize has to deal with our next episode, which is Ghostbusters 2, which we're calling a New Year's Eve movie because
it's a New Year's Eve movie.
It's a New Year's Eve movie. It takes place on New Year's Eve. So the prize will be in the world of Ghostbusters.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So the movie is the second one, sequel. So if you want to listen in, it's the sequel, Ghostbusters 2.
We're going to have a special guest on that one, too. We won't reveal who it is.
Very special guest.
Stay tuned for a very special guest, good friend of ours.
So before we go, do you want to clean up some reader mail here?
Yeah, we got a couple pieces of mail here that I want to talk to you about. So our very good friend Jerem wrote into us, and he has a very good theory about Gordon Bombay. So his theory, because we talked about how Gordon Bombay and Phil Hartman's character might be hanging out in
Minnesota. The worlds collided,
Yeah. So he writes in, and this is actually absolutely perfect. He says, new theory. Gordon Bombay never loses a case equals he is Ted's divorce lawyer. After the case was won, they both go out to celebrate and get with some moms, which leads to Gordon's drunken DUI, in which case Gordon actually dies. And the Mighty Ducks and the sequels are actually about Gordon's journey through limbo and finding acceptance.
Oh my!
My mind is blown right now, Jeremy. I got to tell you. Gordon's journey through limbo and finding acceptance in unresolved issues that he's had with his life.
Wow.
And on a side note, Ted was once a hawk. Bombshell, which is why he lashes out at a kid for playing too loud. He learned from Coach Riley. And they nicknamed Ted the handyman on the ice because of his puck handling skills.
Ooh,
which then gets translated into handling skills as he gets older, if you know what I mean.
Ooh.
I love it.
That's a great one.
That's perfect, man. You blew my mind with that.
That fits right in. Thank you, Jeremy.
We got another one too. There was a question from Andrew. Why don't you read that one?
All right, this is from Twitter handle at The Real Hot Hands.
The Real Hot Hands.
The
Not
Real
to be
Hot
confused
Hands.
with the fake Hot Hands.
So Andrew writes in, who missed more of their kids' birthdays? Howard Langston, Arnold from Jingle All the Way, or Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey, the dad from Liar Liar?
Oh, God.
That's a great comparison now. Now I'm going to throw it to you. What say you?
Oh,
Howie
my God.
Or Fletcher?
I feel
By the
like-
way, Howie and Fletcher are very deadbeat dad names.
All right, okay, hold on. Fletcher, so lawyer, right? Lawyer
versus businessman.
Mattress salesman.
Yes.
I'm going lawyer.
It's got to be
Fletcher
the lawyer.
Reed. No way he's home.
He was trying to make partner.
You know, that's why his wife divorced him. So
Yeah.
are we saying Howard's going to get divorced because he's selling too many mattresses?
Yes. Howard's divorced within the next 2 Christmases. So we're at the beginning stages of his wife being fed up with disappointing his son and not being there for all the loving. So
I feel like Fletcher Reed, absolutely worst father.
Yes.
In my opinion.
yeah. And the thing is, Fletcher's such a good talker because he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he probably was working it horribly while they were getting divorced because he could always talk his way back into having them stay until they finally divorced. So yeah, Fletcher's much worse. It's got to go with the lawyer.
I'm going to say he's up for Terrible Father of the Year award.
All right.
Thanks
So,
for writing in, Jerem and Andrew. We got some other emails we'll get to the next episode. But if you guys want to write in, our email address is thelastrowpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at thelastrowpod. Look for us on Facebook. We have a Google Plus page. And again, you can leave us a voicemail. It's 415-779-5278, 415-779.
last.
So that's it. And if you're out on iTunes, give us a shout out. Hit us up with a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. And if you have anything else, let us know.
Yeah.
Enter the contest. We're looking forward to revealing the winner.
Yeah. So on that note, we'll be looking forward to your responses, and we'll catch you later.
Until next week.
See ya.
See you.